Yo, what's up, TK? What up, party people? Am I hearing my own noise? I think I forgot to mute. What's this? It's on mute. Why am I hearing my own voice? Anyways, just gonna relaunch Photoshop. Old school figure drawing? No, just gonna, work out. Sharpen the pencils. I mean, yeah, not even close. Old school? Nah. Was your weekend? It's all good. Sore, tired, physically. But, uh, you know, other than that, it's all goody. Out of reference, please. That's what's up. If you guys have some, feel free to post them. I think it's been a week since I didn't draw figures, so yeah, just warm up with some gestures, hands, feet, heads, and then, features, eyes, mouth, ears. Yeah, I mean, it's not like doing a workout seriously, just gonna. Depends on the mood, right? It's like, if I find something to vibe with, we can draw that as well. For now, I just want my hand to wake up. No refs here. Got all the art cards sorted. Put in a spreadsheet. Nice. And scan them. Yeah, those are really nice, man. I'm not even sure if I can find them. I think Oh, I found it. Cards. Yeah, I think for a week or something like that, we drew from cards. That's really fun, and it's good practice, good workouts. Yeah, now I'm looking at them. Maybe I can draw some of them. I don't know. Yeah, let's warm up first, and then we'll see. You've done almost all of the ones. I mean, I did gestures, but no, we didn't go all the way with all of them. Did I watch New Terminator? I watched the first episode. Didn't really watch, but I fell asleep. I was tired. But yeah, I'm gonna see it. I fell asleep during the second YouTube. Yeah, I mean it's not because it was boring, but yeah, I was really tired. A couple of other remake series. Zack Schneider, dude. Even hearing that makes me cringe. Hearing the name Zack Schneider. Something about Norse gods. Tomb Raider? What? Oh, Tomb Raider anime? I think there's an anime. This looks interesting. Yeah, I mean, it's not like I want to watch, but anytime I see. So, yeah, that's my opinion, right? It's like anytime I see a movie that Zack Schneider shot or directed, whatever. It's like he what's the word for it? he sticks it into your eye, right? It's like, I made this movie. It's a Zack Schneider movie. Like, what the fuck? I mean, yeah, I mean, he's not a bad director. He's okay. He's a good director, but I think it's too much, right? Like, that's the vibe I get from his movies, right? It's like, and in my opinion, that's not something you do, right? That's something other people do to you. Like, for example, you don't see Stephen King like shouting his name, right? I am Stephen King. This is my book, a book by Stephen King, right? Or Steven Spielberg, right? Stephen King, Steven Spielberg, or all the great masters, right? Or I don't know, when it comes to actors, you know, I don't know, Johnny Depp, what else? Arnold Schwarzenegger. No one is like, so to put it short, it feels like it feels too grandiose to me, right? Even if he was like the best director ever, it's still cringe, right? Like, you know. Or it should be the vibe, right? For example, you know, Kojima, the game director, he's such a funny dude, right? When he does it, it's funny, right? Because he does it in a funny way. And he, you know, on an interview or representation, he comes up to the stage and it's a funny guy, right? But the Zack Schneider thing, to me, it feels like, you know, some... Again, I don't know the guy, right? I'm just talking about the vibe I'm getting, but it feels like, you know, it feels like too much ego to me. Again, I'm not talking about his competence or something like that. But yeah, but still, you know, I'll probably see what's up. New Tomb Raider animated, yeah. I mean, Tomb Raider, it's okay, it's Tomb Raider. If she's hot as in the game. One thing Spielberg does, and they're entirely... Yeah, that's what I'm talking about, right? It's like, you know, just think about all the top level masters, right? I don't know, Tolkien, you never saw Tolkien, you know, like boasting, like, this is my book, a book by Tolkien, right? It's like, it's basic cunning, what is it? Dunning-Kruger? Dunning-Kruger? What the fuck is Dunning-Kruger? Dunning-Kruger, right? It's like, if someone is boasting, the more you boast, less you are that. Or more you have to prove that you are the best director, best artist, best designer, whatever. Less you are that. By definition, right? If you need to prove something, by definition you are not that. So yeah, I mean, this doesn't mean, you know, don't promote yourself, but yeah, that's my take on it. I don't know. With the big names, and yeah, you never see anyone, it doesn't matter which industry or which profession, like, you know, you never see Steve Jobs going up and like, a product by Steve Jobs, or Elon Musk going up, like, you know, and AI by Elon Musk. It's it's funny, man. But yeah, you know the Dark Triad personality test. If you take it, it's like no one is zero on those traits, right? So, for example, everybody has narcissism to a degree, but there's a healthy degree, and then it becomes cringe, and if it goes up and up and up, and then it can become destructive. But there are lots of studies done, like, so usually narcissism is a buzzword. It's like in self-development circles and social media. It's like what is it? Like it's pictured as something bad, right? Don't be a narcissist, blah blah blah. But there's a healthy amount of it, right? Or the other one is like, drop your ego. What? Really? How are we gonna survive without an ego? So yeah, also narcissists can be toxic, but they can be really, if you put them in good positions, they can be really helpful to society, right? Let's start theories that we both thought of Spielberg. Yeah. I mean, funny stories. Spielberg was rejected from that film school. What was it? UCS? I don't remember the name, but he was rejected like 3 times, man. And then, after he became successful and all that, that same film school wants to give an award to Spielberg, and he sets a criteria that the person who rejected him would give the prize. That was his criteria to accepting. So that story always stuck with me. It's also, when you're young and you are trying to get into some college, it's very disheartening, right? I mean, to be honest, I kind of got into college on first try. I really, put in the work, and I got in first try. But you are like, all the peers, you talk to each other. There are lots of friends. There were lots of friends who didn't make it. I mean, it sucks, right? It's very disheartening, especially, when you are trying to go into college. What is it? Like, I don't know. It's like 18, 19, 20. You are very young, right? And you get rejected, and you think like, you take it personally, right? It's like, but that decision is made by someone just like you, right? It's a human, and humans by nature biased, and we make mistakes, and Steven Spielberg example is a really good example, I guess. Even the best people, it's like almost impossible to see what someone's gonna, or how someone's gonna turn up, right? I mean, you can see some potential, but yeah, and there are countless stories like that. So yeah, guys, it's like, don't tell anyone, don't let anyone set your words. Cunning Druger, yeah. You know, I always do that. It's like, growing up with my brother, we have so many inside jokes like that. I always do that. Because we used to switch the first words, first letters of names as a joke, and then I started doing that on accident. Like, I can't remember now, right? But it's like we have so many of those. Like, you know, Harris Pilton. To be fair, Elon does do that with Grok AI. Yeah, but he's not like he doesn't have to prove that he's Elon Musk, right? That's the point. Healthy narcissism is just confidence. Yeah, I mean, UCS, yeah, something like that. I was accepted to art school, but rejected for several big scholarships, talented, that I earned. Found that rejection letter in my room for motivation. Yeah. Sorry, I'm really talk. What? Why are you apologizing for being talkative? Too much coffee. It's like, I don't know, man. Why are you apologizing for being talkative? Like, don't talk! Imagine being in an environment like that. It's forbidden to talk. Hilton ads were popping up. Oh, she recorded a new album? Yeah, nice. Not gonna check. But isn't it like... You know, I was... the last day I was like, what happened to Madonna? And then I checked her, you know, socials. She's not... I think she's not making something new, but, you know, she's still banging. Doing concerts and all that. No interest in your music. Why, man? Why are you insulting Harris Pilton? She's not worthy enough for you to listen? Don't you have respect for her efforts? So the thing is, I was actually preparing a tutorial about that. I keep saying I'm, you know, pretty much with any subject I keep saying I'm preparing a tutorial about it. It's like I have lots of unfinished tutorials. I think I'm gonna focus on those in the next couple of weeks and then publish them. It's like unfinished projects, like they are like killing your soul, man. Anyways, it's like, what was I saying? Oh yeah, you know, art block, let's say, or anxiety. I think that's, at least for me, it's very specific to subject, right? So for example, for the last couple of weeks, I've been drawing weapons, you know, like designing weapons, doing studies. So for example, if I want to draw a weapon right now, I mean, the thought of it doesn't trigger any, you know, anxiety or stress or. But you know, since I think it's been 2 weeks, I haven't I didn't draw any figures. So like, you know, trying to draw figures right now, it's like there's that low-key, it's not anxiety, but you know, that little, a bit of stress. So usually, you know, talking really helps. When I'm talking, I don't focus on that. And also, you know, that stress kind of stifles you down. Also, you know, hardest part is the start, right? Also, one of my criteria for the process, let's say, is I try not to get caught up in the result. So it's like, for example, let's say you draw something and it's good or bad, right? I try not to react to the outcome, right? Especially when you have rust on your hands, especially when you are coming from a break, because you know, if it's good, you feel good. If it's bad, you feel bad, and then it's like this emotional roller coaster, right? So it's like, it's almost a cliche right now, but you know, it's not detachment from outcome, but it's non-attachment, right? I mean, you want to do something good, but you are not attached to it, right? It's like you want to do something good, but if it turns out bad, it's okay. Next one. So you know, concepts like these, you know, you hear them everywhere, pretty much from any art course, art tutorial. But the thing is, we gotta repeat those to ourselves constantly, right? It's like, you know, how brain wires itself. It's not like you read a book and then you learn, right? It's like you learn by repetition. So, you know, same with art, same with drawing, same with everything. It's not like, you know, you get an idea, you know, you read some idea somewhere and then you are done with it. It's like you keep repeating it over and over again. And then it's like a tattoo in your mind, right? Doing those neural connections. So yeah, I'm not, you know, talking about these to, you know, make you guys do something. I'm just, you know, reminding myself. The meta skills, right? It's like, it's more important than, you know, learning how to draw legs or feet or hands. By the way, this figure is holding a gun. Don't get any ideas. Just reloading a gun. The gun, okay. There's Mo. I have no idea, man. Mo is a interesting personality, right? He's like always invisible, on Discord, you know, his status. He's acting shady, man. Recently followed an artist that posts a bunch of red packs. Posted his Twitter handle. What you were getting into Futa. Dude, don't get me started with it. All the Futa and then furries and then what else there's like scalies. Internet is a weird place, man. If you go deep, there's so much weird stuff. And you know, I'm not judging, right? I have lots of weird friends who are into lots of weird stuff. Yeah, I forgot what I was talking about. It's like, you know, trying to, let's say, let's talk about the figure, right? Trying to draw the figure, you know, correct, quote unquote, correct. That's kind of stifling, especially in gesture, right? But the thing is, the ironic thing is, or paradox, let's say, most of your style, or you know, what's unique to you is like it's coming from these little mistakes, right? Maybe you are drawing the cows, you know, like this, or like this, or I don't know, like this, or like this. And those become your style, right? But if you try to, you know, as I did here, kind of, instead of, you know, going intuitively, it's like trying to fix it, although there's nothing to fix. These constant name changes. He posts ref pack, okay. Packs are behind paywalls. It usually posts 4 or more freebies, nice. Yeah, we used to, you know, get together with a couple of friends and hire an actual model. It was really nice. I want to do that again, you know, once a week. Get together with buddies, hire a model, do a figure drawing session. It's really fun. I mean, there are, you know, small, you know, what is it called? Small places that teach drawing, and you know that you can draw figures, but usually they are not. They are focused on preparing people to universities and college, right? It's not like, you know, I don't know. I haven't been in one for a long time. At least in the place right now. You say something very similar this week. Style is very much grounded early in the exaggeration of the gesture sketch. Yeah. Yeah, for me, I keep talking about 3 stages, like gesture, and then shape and form, and then rendering, right? I think these 2 stages, the fluid stage is this one. You basically establish the vibe, but in my opinion, vibe is not the style, right? Vibe is something different. Second stage is, shape language, form language, tones, all that, proportions. I think these 2, and then it's just rendering. Wouldn't mind going to live drawing sessions, but there just aren't. Yeah, I mean, if you really want to, you make it happen, right? That's just an excuse. I mean, I didn't have any in my area. I just honestly, what I did? I went to a course. Those are usually courses, right? It's not like a small academies. So I was living in a place in Istanbul. So I went to a course. It was not close to me. And I made friends there. Made a couple of friends. And then I just stole their customers. I mean, I didn't stole their customers, but I just made some friends there, and then I said like, yo, let's hire some models. And I invited them to my place. I had a big room that we could, spread out and draw. And we did it a couple of months. It was really nice. So if you really want to, you make it happen. You find a way. Right now, I just don't want it that much, right? I don't want it bad enough. Oh yeah, don't give me that excuse. It's far or close as an excuse. Just be honest, man. Just say I don't want it that much, right? Because if you really want something bad enough, you find a way. Never thought about that. Vibe, style decoupled. I mean, it's not the objective truth, right? That's my approach. That's how I approach it. I also teach it like that in the course. And this is also, it's not like these are, strict separate stages. Usually they blend in between. But yeah, it's pretty much the same. If you ask any artist with that understanding, it's like they will tell pretty much the same thing, right? There's the gesture stage or layout stage. They may call it differently, but the idea is the same, right? First establish the vibe and the style, and rest is rendering. That's business savvy. It's not an excuse. I don't want it that badly. Yeah. I mean, and it's there's no shame to there's no shame in not wanting that too badly, right? You can't want everything badly. There are priorities. Also, when I did that, it's like I was not starting figure drawing for the first time, but I was really into, I was really focused on developing the figure drawing. So yeah. Also, I think that's really important to do with everything, right? Like, I don't know. For games, for example, you know, when you talk to a gamer, and you know, maybe you talk about games you play, and maybe they are asking you your level or your, you know, completion or whatever it is. So people value different things, right? If it's a hardcore try-hard gamer, they will put you in a category depending on, or they will respect you depending on your level, right? For example, if you go, I don't know, I was watching Street Fighter tournament today. If you go into a Street Fighter tournament, in that situation, it's like your status is like depends on your, you know, establishment in that game, right? If you have, you know, maybe you won Street Fighter championships before, and then people respect you then. It's not like they don't respect you if you aren't, but you know, it's like you have a higher status in that situation. Yeah, again, I forgot what I was talking about. I was gonna. Oh yeah, it's like priorities, right? And also that's something not really constructive with games right now, because pretty much every competitive game has, you know, ranked play now. You know, that kind of you know, pushes away it's like I mean, I used to, you know, I play Street Fighter, you know, Heroes of the Storm, what else, Overwatch. But in time I started playing, you know, ranked games. Then it becomes, it stops becoming a game, at least for me. And then, you know, you start investing so much time and energy into it. Yeah, I think that's what I'm trying to say. It's like maybe you have a, you know, you have a life, right? And then maybe you play some game in the weekends, and people you meet in the game is like they are setting your worth and status depending on the game data. I mean, especially in World of Warcraft, right? I used to play World of Warcraft, and that's one of the reasons I quit, right? Because I mean, earlier we used to have fun so much, but in recent times, the average player of World of Warcraft is like, you know, mediocre players who try hard, but they are not good enough, right? They are not good enough for, you know, esports or, you know, World First Race or something like that. That's the worst kind of players and people. They are like judging everything depending on their, you know, score in game or their gears in game, their armors, weapons. It's like so fucked up. I mean, I was playing Quake, for example, recently. It's a really fun game. I used to play it a lot. You know, like I don't know how many years. Quake 3, we used to play it like crazy. Yeah, that was really nice. I installed it and played it. But I never even considered playing ranked game, right? There was an option to play ranked. Oh yeah. Again, I forgot what I was talking about. You know, ADD mode is sometimes fun. People complain about being ADD, right? Isn't it actually nice? You know, the ability to forget something. Because in my case, usually if I start thinking about something, I think about it all day. Right? Sometimes I think about something about the game I'm doing. Like it just gets stuck in my head. I can't get rid of it. Right? I mean, eventually I get rid of it, but but being ADD, I think it's really fun. You know, you don't get or nothing gets stuck in your head. You just forget about something like seconds later. Would it be fair to say vibe is purely emotional, style is more, in other words, mechanical, self-expressive, more about artist and viewer? Yeah, I think it's like music, right? There is the, you know, let's say Slash, right? You know? Slash, you know Slash, the guitarist. I mean, he, there are lots of people technically can play better than Slash. Or if I, you know, let's say I'm playing a song that Slash plays, right? Exactly the same way, but the vibe will be different, right? What makes Slash is, you know, his vibe, right? Or Jimi Hendrix or whatever, or any other instrument, or, you know, anything related to rhythm. For me, it's like first stage is rhythm, right? I don't want to go into woo-woo stuff, but if you think about it as, you know, from what do you call it? Let's pick it like this. You know, everything is energy. You know, this is not actually a woo-woo stuff. You can, you know, talk about scientifically. You know, we have the atoms, molecules, all that, and if you keep going down, there are the quarks and, you know, subatomic particles. As far as we know right now, under that, I mean, scale-wise, if you go down, there's nothing you can hold of, right? There's only energy, or they call it quantum field, right? And energy is all about vibes, right? Waves. Just looking at its waves for this example, and it's rhythm, right? Everything is if you think about it's like everything vibrates, and then everything has a rhythm. So yeah, it doesn't matter if it's a rock, right, or if it's a tree, or if it's a figure. And to put it very practically, it's like, you know, it's this, honestly, or it's this. It's just rhythm, right? I think it's at the core of every creative endeavor. What else? I missed lots of messages. More about the artist and the viewer. Yeah, I think vibe. But the thing is, again, I always talk about this in my courses. It's like, if you have a, let's say, let's put it like this, vibe, and let's call it execution, right? If you have a 10 out of 10 vibe, but let's say 6 out of 10 execution. This is like, you know, rendering, all that, craft, right? Let's call it craft. 6 out of 10. This will really, people will really like it, right? But if you don't have the vibe, even if you know, render it perfectly, 10 out of 10. That's the thing with AI images, right? I mean, they are perfect. I mean, almost perfect. But you can feel that. I mean, it will probably change in the future, but for now, you know, anytime I see an AI image, I honestly sense that something missing, right? I can sense that it wasn't made by a human being. So yeah, what I'm trying to say is like, you can get away with flaws in the craft, but if vibe is not there, like, let's put it like this, if gesture is broken, right? If there's not a appealing rhythm, no amount of good rendering, or, you know, no amount of good structure or anatomy will save that drawing, right? Same with painting, same with sculpture. If the gesture isn't there, or if it isn't dynamic and flowing, yeah, no matter how much you render it, no matter how much you put in amazing anatomy knowledge, it will just make something fail worse or fail faster. So you can get away with, you know, because you don't, honestly, you don't really reach perfection in the craft section. But if you know, also vibe is not something I'm saying, you know, 1 out of 10, 5 out of 10. This is just a number, right? You can't really rate a vibe. I think, to me, my criteria is being authentic. Mediocre player, yeah. I never took it seriously. I'm not that guy. Yeah. It's like being casual by choice, right? Because you have priorities. You are not like try hard. Except FIFA and NCAA football. I was good ranked play back in the day. Yeah, I mean, I've spent so much time in video games as well, man. I mean, but yeah, I had lots of free time. Again, I think if I have free time, I could invest, but, you know, I'm doing lots of stuff right now. And also, I've seen, I think it was a couple of days ago, I've seen a video, like, there was this guy, I think it's a known guy, I don't know, I don't remember the name. He was talking about video games being a substitute for life. You know, we talked about it a lot. Like, there are quests, there's the social environment. It's like you can check out from life and basically live in a video game, right? You know, World of Warcraft, Final Fantasy, like online games, MMO games. People hated playing me FIFA, yeah. Slow, cautious, position oriented. Definitely not Woo, yeah. Everything is fields. Yeah, it's like the thing with the the stuff I call woo woo. It's like, you know, it's energy, and then these are concepts, right? These are not practical stuff. Usually it's like, you know, everything is energy and we are all connected, but you don't go out and okay, we are all connected and, you know, hug the first person you see. It's more like concepts to you know, concepts to achieve different points of view, or think about things, or, you know, do some thought experiments. I think vibe craft dichotomy, but help me understand what you mean. Yeah. I mean, you never reach perfect execution, right? That's not something, and that's not the point as well. I mean, there are people, for example, if I can find Howard. Yeah, I took a course from Sabine Howard. I mean, this guy is a legend, right? I took his anatomy course, you know, back in like 10 years ago, 15 years ago, something like that. Sculptures. This guy is like something like Michelangelo, dude. Look at this. It's insane. This guy is really top level. I mean, anatomy knowledge, everything, it's perfect, right? But if you ask him, he'll probably say, he'll probably find some mistakes in his artwork, right? Only he sees him, because, you know, or if you look at one sculpture or drawing long enough, you'll find some, you know, what is called imperfections, human imperfections. Slightly off topic, do any of the universities or the there have esports teams? I'm not sure. Maybe there is, but it's not like a big thing in culture here. Like maybe, you know, maybe there are some, but, you know, I'm guessing those are probably for, I mean, mainstream games, right? Maybe League of Legends, stuff like that. Yeah, bookmarking that. Yeah, man. Sabine Howard is like, I mean, just study that guy. You'll level up so much. When it comes to realistic sculptures, drawing, and, you know, anatomy knowledge, he's insane. 10 out of 10. Anyways, I'll use the bathroom real quick. Be right back. Alright. So that's some shitty gestures for warm up. And then what else? Let's draw some eyes or ears, something like that. By the way, are you seeing Edson's progress in Discord? He's killing it, man. Okay. Let's do some lips. I think lips is my favorite thing to do in the face. I think I can draw lips all day. Because, you know, it's lips. Yeah, I mean, I've done it. How many times I did it? I think I've done it like 4 times. Not in a row, but you know, over the past years. Like every year, I go into boot camp. Like, do a pass, all the books I have. And I was talking about it in the streams, right? You know, I've been teaching. I don't have many students right now. There was George. He disappeared, but he was doing well. Anyway, so you know, I also got this understanding from, you know, teaching for a long time. I've been teaching also lots of different things, you know, teaching applications, 3D applications, all that. And there's always, anytime you, how to put it, like anytime you you explain something or teach or talk about something to a group, let's say a group of students or any group, it's like there's always people who will just talk about it, right? And there will be people who do it but don't understand it. You know, lots of different stuff. But there's always someone like Edson, like he's silent, right? Not talking much. If you think about the class in high school, he's that silent student sitting in the back but listening very carefully, and he just goes and like executes it, right? Really made me really, I can't explain the feeling, right? I'm not saying that I told him to do that, but yeah. And that's the hard part with teaching, right? Because I mean, there are lots of people. I really wanted to help them, but it's like you can only show the door, right? But yeah, people like Edson, they just take action. And they, you know, if you think about it, especially if you are not used to drawing a lot, it's really hard, man. Like, you know, studying a whole book, right? And it's no joke. The dude, can't remember the name. Bridgman books are like, he has lots of drawings, and they are not simple drawings, right? It's not easy. I mean, it's not too hard, but yeah. So I respect that so much. Also, one of the most mindsets I come across with people, especially people who are not in, you know, who are not into drawing or painting, they want to get into it. Usually, you know, there are lots of misconceptions, right? It's like most people think you have a talent and then you succeed. Same with music, right? Most of the time it's like you have a talent for, I don't know, guitar, and then you succeed. It's just like that, right? You have a talent for basketball, and then you become Steph Curry, right? You become LeBron James. It's that simple. You don't have to put in thousands of hours. You just get a good hand in life, and then yeah, simple, easy. Yeah, so that's what I respect so much. Because, you know, I mean, it's you know, I keep talking about four archetypes: lover, king, lover, king, magician, king. Like, art is about, you know, your mental part, and, you know, it's more about the heart, right? Emotions and all that. But you gotta put in the warrior as well, right? What's the warrior? Warrior is like the, you know, the discipline, the duty, the, you know, putting in the work, all that. Also, another misconception is like, you know, people think that you have libido, right? You have the mojo, and then you do art. I see it all the time, right? If you right now, if you go onto Twitch and check out the art section, it's like lots of young people just pouring excess libido into, you know, drawings. I'm not judging, but yeah, you gotta put in the work, man. And it's always, there's never an exception. Hard work always beats anything else. Also, not giving up, right? There's no failure. You only fail when you give up. The only failure is giving up on your dreams, accepting defeat. Because, you know, do you know David Goggins? That insane guy, like, you know. If you don't, just check him out. He's insane. I mean, I think it's too much, but he makes really good points. He was saying something like, you gotta, whatever is in front of you. He's this crazy military dude, like, broke lots of pull-up records, all that. He runs like crazy, like he runs a marathon every day, something like that. He's really crazy dude, right? And he was saying, like, break the soul of whatever is in front of you, right? If you are struggling with, you know, drawing something, that's a demon, right? That's a demon you have to wrestle with. You gotta get back up and keep attacking that shit until you break his fucking soul, right? You also need that warrior spirit in art, right? You are not giving up. You don't give up, and you don't What was that guy wrestling with a god? I think it was in the biblical stories. You know, he doesn't let it go until he gets his blessing, right? It's the same thing, right? You don't let go until you achieve what you want to do. You go in like crazy until you reach where you want to reach, or you achieve your goal. So yeah, I think that's what I'm trying to say is usually people think, creative stuff, it's all about rainbows and unicorns, it's feeling good and then, making pretty pictures. Yeah, it's most parts. I mean, mostly it's about that, mostly it's about vibe. But big part of it is like, day in and day out, putting in the work, doing all the practices, doing all the exercises, studying, honing the fundamentals, all the perspective, shading, all that, whatever your niche is, right? And that takes, like, it should come with a sense of duty, because at the end of the day, it's a job like any other job, and it's not like, it's your duty, right? It's your duty to get better, like sharpen your sword, sharpen your pencil. Yeah, I mean, because usually artists are, creative types, and usually they're emotional, right? And people who are too emotional, I mean, I've seen it time and time again, because I've worked with lots of artists and designers as well. If they don't feel like it, they don't do it, right? But you can't do it in professional life, right? If you are a professional, you do it anyway, right? And that's what I established the hard way in my life. Like, sometimes I feel like shit. It doesn't matter, I still do it. I don't always stream it, obviously, but yeah, there's no exception. Unless I'm dying, there's no exception. Obviously, you can't do everything every day, but you can do the most important thing. Yeah. Dudes put in work, yeah. And yeah, anytime I see that, I really, respect, really want to, really want them to achieve any goals they want. But yeah, I think that's what I'm trying to do, right? It's like this sense of duty, warrior spirit. It's like putting in the labor, honest labor. Not like, messing around, but really putting in the work every day, day in and day out. And it pays off. It's literally impossible not to get good if you just put in work every day, day in and day out. And that's the thing with, the talent, hard work dichotomy, right? Anytime someone calls me talented, I'm like, I don't, I don't go out like, start to explain stuff to them, but I'm like, yeah, I think about all the nights I was grinding, and it sounds like I'm a master or something. I'm not even close, but all the times in the nights alone grinding on your shit. So yeah, as much about creating a life of habits, yeah, as much as it is getting good, it's crushing it, yeah. Sounds like the pregame, halftime, locker room speeches. Yeah, dude, he's really hardcore and motivating as well. Gotta run, man. Oh, yeah, I thought you were quoting. What was it? You were quoting Dave Goggins. You gotta go? Okay. Need to visit grandma? Nice. Alright, you take care, man. Have a nice day. Have fun with grandma. Yo, what's up, Mo? How you doing, Badman? Is everything? It's all good. Doing some workouts. And then, yeah, TK was here. He went to hang out with his grandma. Great, nice. I hope he's okay. I mean, yeah, why wouldn't he be? And then, yeah, he's just, you know, as far as I understand, he's just visiting. How you doing, man? What's up with you? Did you buy Smudge Stick? Wanted to ask, what's wrong with using smudge tool with graphite? Nothing? Did I say something wrong with it? You can use whatever you want with whatever thing you want. Did I say it's wrong? No, I didn't, right? I also didn't mean something like that. Not really, I haven't gone out today. Went home in our shop and went home. Nice. Yesterday? No, dude. I didn't say anything like that. I mean, we were just trolling you with TK. Maybe there might be a miscommunication, but you know, anything you can't smudge, you can smudge, right? I mean, usually I don't do, you know, when I'm drawing on pencil and paper, I'm like, usually I'm sketching, right? I don't do, you know, traditional drawings too much. When I want to, you know, go precise and do a clean drawing, I go digital. But when I'm sketching, you know, sometimes I want to take it a couple steps further, and usually I sketch with, I start with 2H, and then HB, and then if I want to shade or smudge, I go in with 2B or 4B, and usually I, you know, put some with the side of the pencil, put some marks like that, you know, and then smudge these, right? Like smudge these, like, you know, put some stuff like this, and then do this. That's what I do with smudging. But there's nothing wrong with smudging graphite. I mean, you usually can't smudge 2H a lot because, you know, there's not much, what is it? Not much paint in it, let's say. Also, if something was wrong, would you keep doing it? Let's say there's a committee that, you know, in the Society of Artists, it's like let's say if you smudge, they look down on you. So would you keep doing it? Or would you stop doing it just because someone else thinks that's lame, or I don't know, something wrong with it? Would you still do it? I'll keep doing it. Yeah, that's the vibe, man. Why do I care about them? Yep. If it works for you, then it's settled. Everyone has their own techniques. No, yep. I mean, there are, you know, universal concepts and all that. But at the end of the day, you know, everyone more or less customize most of the, even the fundamentals, right? And both the technique, specific craft, and also fundamentals. I try shading with 4B. I never tried it. What? What were you doing, man? If you haven't shaded with 4B before, and then it's gonna be a blast because it's so easy. Yeah, because, you know, it's soft. You can smudge it so easily. But yeah, at the end of the day, I would say, you know, don't sweat it too much, right? Techniques and tools and which pencil to use, all that. Yeah, I mean, it's important to, you know, have good control on the tool you are using. But more important thing is the fundamentals, right? Fundamentals, they don't change, no matter which tool you use, even across different mediums, right? Most of the fundamental concepts, like, you know, same whether you are drawing or painting or sculpting. And those by fundamentals, you know, I'm talking about the basics of light, you know, core shadow, cast shadow, all that, and then, you know, basic tools, for example, lines, right? You have the straights, you have the C curves, and you have the S curves. These never change. Doesn't matter. You can pick a different brush, right? You can pick a different tool. Same concept. You know, brush strokes. It's just like masters, you know, experienced people, they just use these tools in a more sophisticated way, right? Usually you don't, if you are not used to it, seeing these, you don't see it, but if you watch enough, you know, someone painting or drawing, it's all these, right? And then, you know, when it comes to shapes, you know, there's square, circle, triangle, and then all the combination of these, right? And then all the organic shapes, right? But at the core, it's all these. And then 3D forms, right? Primitives, cube, sphere, and cone, prism. You can go on and, you know, platonic solids and all that, but, you know, basics are these. So yeah, you know, drawing these, you know, mastering shape language, lines, and then rhythm lines, right? Finding good rhythm lines, and then shading these primitives, and all that. But these doesn't change, right? No matter what tool you use. I'm new to this shading thing. I mean, you can, for example, if you pick 4B, it's like this soft brush, right? If you draw with the side of the pencil, it does something like this, right? So you can shade it more smoothly, right? Something like this. But the concept, the idea of shading doesn't change, right? If you want to shade a sphere, and let's say light is coming like this, right? It's not coming exactly from the side, it's coming a bit from our side, like the side we are looking at, and then, you know, light rays hitting like this, and it will cast a shadow like this, right? And if you look at from the side view, if light is coming like this, light rays will hit the object, and the point where they go tangent, there will be core shadow. Right, this is the darkest part of the object, and then it will have a gradient out. Maybe this part will be in shadow, depending on the environment it's in. So yeah, the idea doesn't change. If you are using 2H, you can just do this, right? You can put a core shadow, and maybe you can cross hatch, right? You can do this. You can establish the same gradient with lines, or if you want to go with 4B, or use a smooth tool, you can do this. So depending, I think it depends on the look you want to establish, right? Look you want to achieve. If you want a smooth shading, it's better if you use 4B and 6B. Yeah, 6B, 8B. You can even go extreme and use charcoal. Like you can go like this. But usually when I'm sketching with 2H or HB, and I'm drawing small, right? It's like I usually, if I'm shading something, I just do this, right? And then maybe you can put some indications of gradient, all that. It doesn't really matter at the end of the day. Don't try to be perfect. It's like, so these concepts doesn't change, right? That's what I'm always trying to say. If you develop your understanding of light and shadow, the core concepts like core shadow, cast shadow, and then observe how light bounces in the environment. For example, if this was a red, let's say this was sitting on a red table, lights would bounce from this table and kind of illuminate the red here as well, right? Stuff like that. So yeah, there's lots of learning to do about it, but a bit practice, shading lots of simple primitives. Again, I keep saying it, but Scott Robertson has explained it really well in his book. He's like, he's basically drawing anything with these primitive shapes, right? So years ago I bought his tutorials. He was drawing, like, he's making a cylinder, right? And then putting caps to it, like turning that cylinder into a capsule, and then, putting a box like this. He keeps building these stuff, and you can basically build anything with simple primitives, right? And then he always thinks about shading with simple forms, right? And then he turns this into a train, right? Putting in the wheels and all that. And same with figure, right? I think I've explained it many times on stream before. It's like when you are trying to shape the figure, again, it all comes down to your understanding, right? Thinking about the figure as simple forms. For example, if you want to shade this, thinking about this part as like, let's make a new layer. So knee as a box, right? So this knee would be a box like this, and then we have a stretched sphere like this, and then we have this part is a box, and we have the ankle, and you can think about foot, something like this, right? And then you go shading it, right? If you think about it like this, and then you take this, and say you practiced, and you shade lots of simple primitives, practice them, put in the work, develop your understanding of form, right? Spheres, cylinders, right? Core shadow. If light is coming like this, core shadow will be here. Yeah, also they are all connected, right? You were asking about perspective. It's also a good idea to understand the perspective first, so you can put the shadows in perspective as well, right? And then you have the cone, right? So yeah, start with basic forms. right? And then, you know, you can do some still life stuff, you know, try to shade on, maybe next you try to shade on apple, right? Something like this. Doesn't have to be perfect and smooth, right? Don't get caught up in the technique or the tool. Just try to, you know, lay down basic concepts, right? Core shadow, cast shadow, and the part that is in shadow, and this gradient and the highlight part, all that. And yeah, you keep going like that. You know, you take on harder and harder challenges, and yeah, and you know, practice these. And if you, next step, you keep trying things harder and harder, right? More complex shapes. And let's say you want to shade the leg, right? Let's say this part is also a sphere. You don't actually draw the sphere, but you think about it like that, right? Because if you just look at the reference and try to shade it, it's too complicated. Human body is too complicated. There are lots of shapes. They're all turning and connecting to each other. But if you simplify it, think about it, the simple forms, in terms of, you know, simple forms, and then, you know, you look at this part, you think about the sphere, right? And if light is coming from here, you put the core shadow here, right? And this part will be in shadow. And if you think about this part as a box, and maybe this part go like this, right? And then, you know, just follow the simple concepts. And this part will be something like this. Light is coming like this. So this is a sphere, right? Core shadow would be somewhere here. Right, this is the most basic version. And then, you know, as you learn anatomy and all that, you keep adding anatomical details. So in reality, calves are not simple spheres, but they are more like, you know, there's the Achilles tendon, and then there's like two circular forms like this, right? So as you get better and better, you know, you can start adding more detail. Again, if you want to shade this, let's say it's coming from that angle. This would be a core shadow. This would be a core shadow, right? Maybe not as harsh as this, but, you know, something like this. And then, you know, you go like that. But yeah, don't, what I'm trying to say is, like, you know, don't try to eat the whole thing at once, right? You go step by step, so you don't overwhelm yourself and you don't get discouraged, right? Are you doing a perspective tutorial? I mean, I can, but you keep disappearing. If you are here, I can talk about it. So the core shadow is the last shadow in the space of the shape. Last shadow in the space of the shape. No, the core shadow is, so let's think about it as a sphere, right? This is a sphere sitting on a desk. Okay, this is a ball. And this view I'm drawing is the side view. Okay. And light is coming like that. So if you think about light, it's like lots of like infinite light rays, right? If you think about light as a one ray, right? It's like coming on, hitting like this, and then another one, but there is lots of them. So we think about it like rays like this, right? To make it easy to understand. So if light is coming to a surface with a straight angle, right? If this is the surface and light is coming like that, there's a straight angle, right? So when the angle is close or 90 degrees, that surface would be the most illuminated surface, right? Because light is hitting that angle, that surface with a straight angle. As the light, or as the angle of light and surface goes to the sides, right? These are not straight angles, but more smaller angles. It becomes less illuminated. And when it eventually light rays go tangent to the object, right? And that point, that tangent point, that light rays going tangent because they are not hitting the surface, there is a core shadow. That's the darkest part of the object, right? And then, you know, we have this gradation, and eventually this is the lightest part, and this part would be in shadow, right? Because there is no light directly hitting. So yeah, the idea is this. So the core shadow is the part where light is not hitting, but, you know, going tangent to the object. This is the side view, by the way. And if you apply this to 3D view, like there's a circle, let's draw from this side, it will be something like this, right? Let's say light is coming like this, and this would be, you know, light rays going like this, to drop through, you know, this part would be the tangent parts, and there will be a core shadow like this. This part will be in shadow, right? And then this part would be the straight angle part. This would be the most illuminated part, and then we have a gradation, right? So that, yeah, basic idea is that. So again, it's not, you know, taking a pencil and trying to shade a complete figure or something like that. It's, to be honest, in my opinion, it's just a waste of time before you establish this basic understanding, right? You'll just waste your time if you try to do that. But if you just, you know, practice these, get a solid understanding of basic forms, and it's much easier and it's much more fun, right? Because if you don't have a good understanding of these simple concepts and, you know, have good control of these, it will be much harder and it's much discouraging. You get exhausted. It's too complicated to, you know, shade complex figures. So yeah. So again, check out Scott Robertson's tutorials and books. They are really, he explains it perfectly, right? Really clean. There's no word or nothing wasted. He explains it very efficiently and, you know, clean. Doing a perspective tutorial, I mean, I can do perspective tutorial if you want, if you are around, but usually you just hang out a bit and then you disappear. If you are here, I can explain, but I'm gonna you know, prepare a tutorial on perspective anyways, so yeah, it's up to you. So yeah, I'm, you know, doing some artwork out anyways, so it doesn't really matter. I don't think Amazon is in my country. The internet is killing me. I mean, you can find somewhere else. It's not only Amazon. You don't have to buy the physical book. You can. That's the good thing with today. You can buy the ebook, digital book. How much is it? I don't really remember. It was a long time ago I got it. But check out what was it? Design Studio Press? Yeah. Check out this one, Design Studio Press. Transportation design, educational. Let's see. Yeah, how to draw, how to render. 40 bucks, 45 bucks. Also Framedik. I mean, all the books here are, you know, golden books. Like, this studio is one of the best. Framed Ink 1, Framed Ink 2, Framed Ink 2. I don't have these. I don't have this. Raise Anatomy. Skillful Huntsman. This is a concept design book. I also have this. Framed Perspective. So yeah, but you can look check these out as well. I don't have these, but probably they are awesome. This guy, Marcus Matthew Mestre, the author of Framed Ink. This guy is also a legend. So yeah, you can check those out. Recently checked some perspective courses. They're cheap. I mean, you don't have to take courses, man. There are lots of free stuff online. Gotta eat. Alright, man. Take care. Have a nice dinner or supper, whatever it is for you. Yo, it's what's up, man? Alright, small break. We'll be right back, guys. Yo, TK, welcome back. One of them marathon streams? Not really. Just doing a workout. Didn't we have this conversation before? Command machine nature. Did you visit the grandma? So nice that you have what do you call elders? Seniors, right? I didn't have much seniors. I only saw my grandma, and that was like, you know, when I was really small. Other than that, no one. They were all gone when what is it? I came around. But for my nieces and, you know, their generation, they all have every senior, like grandmas, grandpas. Alit, she's doing good. Fell and broke her hip. Damn, man, that's the thing with elderly people, right? Like, you fart and you break your spine, right? She's 92, nice. Memory starting to go, she's still kind with it, nice. Both my granddads are gone, both grandmas are still kicking, nice, nice. Almost 100, yeah. Getting old sucks? Well, I mean, to some extent, I guess. Depends on how you get old, right? But yeah, I mean, that's the harsh truth about life, right? No matter what you do, it's like you don't get out alive. You can't win. If you look at life as something to win, like there's no winning. And if you look from that perspective, right? If living is winning and dying is losing, nobody wins. My kid was lucky enough to know her grandparents before two granddads passed. Yeah. Growing old with grace and shit, yeah. And it's still growing old, but I mean, I don't know. At least you have some control over the degeneration, right? But yeah, I mean, you know, there's always something unexpected happens. Definitely easier. Now the problem is, most people are run by their egos, right? And if you think about ego, doesn't want to die. But the moment you come to terms with death, right? I mean, if you die right now and if you are okay with it, and then it's not a problem. But at the same time, it's not always death that is the problem. It's the living that's the problem. Or the living dead. Yeah, I think that's the problem, right? So life by itself is not a problem. Death by itself is not a problem. But life and death mixed together, which generates undead, and yeah, that's a problem. The jokes aside, but seriously, like you know when you are young and your blood is boiling, like you don't care about dying, but there are shit that's worse than death, right? I mean, if you die, you die, right? It's just, you know, you just die and then whatever happens, happens. But, you know, if you do some... I mean, I had friends who died in car accidents, who became crippled because of the accidents, motorcycle accidents, you know, car accidents, just because some retarded stupid decision for a moment, right? Just for a moment they decide to drive intoxicated, right? So you know the stereotype, the guy with the motorcycle, they don't care about dying. But the thing is, there are worse fates than dying, right? You can, you know, get crippled and be dependent for the rest of your life and all that. And lots of stuff can. Or you can kill someone and then, you know, have to deal with the guilt and all that. I was in the room when my first granddad passed. It wasn't death that he was crying over, it was leaving his wife. That's so sad, yeah. His last thoughts were leaving her. Good dude, yeah. Yeah, and also, I mean, this is only a theory, right? Because nobody died and come back, so nobody actually knows shit. But my opinion on it is like all life is just, you know, you can look at it as a game or preparation. But you know the saying, like, if you are not ready to die, you can't live. So yeah, I mean, it's easy to talk, right? We are just talking, but it's a completely different situation when you are face to face with death, right? That's completely something different. So that's why, you know, talking about it is not really the thing itself. I mean, I've been there, right? I was in the military, and you know, lots of shit happened. It's a completely different mechanism that activates when you are really face to face with it, or with her, let's say. And yeah, you know, people, you can, I mean, people act in ways in the when facing death you can't even foresee, right? So, you know, like chill guys acting like a hero, or macho guys pussying out, it's so different, right? So no matter what someone says, it's always a different mechanism. So I can talk about it all day, like, you know, I do this in you know, I do this in the face of death, and I do that. But yeah, when it comes to, you know, the action, the real thing, it's a completely different thing. I mean, you know, people who work in emergencies and all that, they know. It's also, you know, I mean, because it's painful, that's the way it is. But you know, it's death is always pictured as something bad, something to avoid. I'm not saying die, but you know. Okay, so what time is it? Nice. Yeah, art workout was nice. I think I'm out of shape. Usually I go longer, but I'm already out of mana. So I think I need to do some art cardio. And generally people are uncomfortable with unknowns. Yeah, that's how our brains work, right? And if there is one great unknown, it's certain death. Totally. Just gotta live, man. Control what you can control. Art cardio, yeah. Need to bump up that mana. Mojo. I love that. How we trolled Mo in Discord. Like he keeps asking, "What is Mojo, man? What is Mojo?" Okay, anyway, so that's all I got for you guys. Hope you enjoyed it. Close Discord for 5 minutes. And walk back into solo. Yeah. Anyways, thank you so much, guys, for hanging out. I don't enjoy the fight. Yeah. Do you know what time it is? Is it? I'll check it out. Anyways, so yep. See you later, guys. Take care. Stay awesome.